Now today, this is Point Black coming in again. Picard coming hard. You know what I'm saying? Now today we're gonna check out exactly what it says. You know what I'm saying? In all ways. You know what I'm saying? The reason black people are hated by other races. So now let's look at this whole thing, because what we're gonna mention, what she's mentioning in here, has to do with the Demon Democratical and the Biden administration and Biden himself personally, in their belief and what they are doing is okay by God. So let's take a look at this one. And without further ado, I hate these other people. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Subscribing. Thanks for your thumbs up. Thanks for your comments and your sharing. I really appreciate it. Today's discussion is the ham lie, the source of our discontent. And I'm going to tell 5 ways in which this ham lie has confounded and mystified black people. This ham lie is intentional. It was created for a reason. And we have to recognize and come to terms with that so that we can overcome the damage that it has done. The ham lie is based on a biblical event. Ham, who is the father of the black race, sees his father Noah drunk and naked, and he does something. The Bible doesn't say whether it was a big thing or a little thing. It said he did something. But at some point later, Noah cursed Ham's son, Canaan. White supremacists have turned this event around. At first they said God cursed Ham and turned him black because of what he had done to Noah. Later on, they switched it back around and said Noah cursed Ham and turned him black, and now all of his descendants are black and cursed. So blackness is a curse. That is the lie. The only problem here is that God did not curse Ham, neither did Noah curse Ham. This lie was invented by people who wanted to rob Ham's descendants of the land that God had given them, because it is the richest land on earth, and they wanted to force his descendants into captivity to build the new world because they were nation builders. This lie did not originate in the United States, but America has certainly played her part. The Southern Baptist Convention, which is the largest Baptist denomination in the world and the second largest in the United States, surpassed only by the Catholic Church, has advanced this lie since its inception in 1845. As a matter of fact, the Southern Baptists broke away from the Northern Baptists because the Northern Baptists would not endorse slavery. During the Civil Rights Movement, the Southern Baptist Convention rejected integration and accepted white supremacy. In other words, they just added that to the already segregated slavery ham lie platform that they already had. But in their effort to try to jump ahead of the backlash that they knew was coming, in 1995, they voted to adopt a resolution in which they denounced their racist roots, and they apologized for defending slavery, segregation, and white supremacy. So you are a Christian organization, and you're doing something for 150 years, and you don't realize it until 150 years later that what you did for those times, all that time, was wrong. And so you come out and make an apology, and you haven't even addressed the damage that that lie and your platform of white supremacy, racial segregation, discrimination, supporting activities of the Ku Klux Klan, because you believe that black people are cursed, and then to come out 150 years later and apologize, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. The Southern Baptist Convention, the government of the United States, the Catholic Church, it's just a whole slew of them that should be held accountable for this ham lie, because it did serious damage to black people.
I I think an ad is coming.
That's
Advertisement.
true.
I like ads.
Let's get back to it.
To black people. Number one, intellectual properties were stolen from African Americans under the guise of, you're not smart enough to invent anything. Most recently, the concept for the television show Friends, which had a white cast, was stolen from Living Singles, which was a black created show with a black cast. Number two, the beauty standards of black women have been under attack from day one. Our skin tone has been critiqued, and we have been penalized for wearing our hair in its natural state. This has done serious damage to black women and girls, and it's all because of that lie. Number three, the 3/5 compromise has never been addressed. During the slavery days, the enslaved people were reduced to 3/5 of a person. That was an affront to their humanity. And this was done when America was making money hand over fist off the enslaved people's stolen labor. So in addition to robbing them of their wages, psychological damage was done to the enslaved people. Number four, you reinvented what it means to be a human being. Looking at how black Americans have been treated in this country, you would just assume that it is okay to rape, beat, burn, hang, lynch, castrate another human being for a frivolous matter.
That's right. Now, that is exactly what I was saying to many people, and many people have to understand that, because in more ways than one, this is where it leads to. This is how we get into this mess. You see what I'm saying? In more ways than one, this has led to the mind frame of even white America, who don't have the facts, who don't have the DNA study, who don't have none of that. It's all based off of, like she said, the actual rewriting of the Bible, and even the writing of the Constitution based on racism in itself, not scientific facts, and used to rob, you know what I'm saying, black people of their heritage, their culture, and also their respect or protection based on law in itself. That what she's saying, believe that you could just do anything to us and we just a piece of garbage or a piece of lint that you throw away. But this is a demon democratical mind frame, as well as creepy Joe Biden, because he is a Ku Klux Klan member his damn self.
You have reinvented what it means to be human, all based on a lie, the ham lie. So this is another part of the damage done to black people. And number five, you made lying fashionable. You made it okay to tell a lie to get what you want, or to lie to destroy another human being, and then you have to continue to lie to support the first lie.
That's right.
You made lying fashionable,
you see what I'm saying?
And acceptable.
Right.
That was damage done to African Americans, all based on that ham lie.
Yes, that's right.
The ham lie has not been addressed. It was done because in order for the Europeans to rise, the Africans had to fall. We had what they needed to build this great Western civilization. So in order for them to do that, they had to destroy us. We were subdued with this outrageous and obscene and disgraceful lie. That is what happened. And so now here we are, demeaned and at the bottom of the barrel, and they're at the top. It took a long time for us to go from proud, productive Africans to slaves. But they had the time and they had the will. And by the time they got a hold to a Chinese invention called gunpowder, that sealed our fate. I think a lot of us have been embarrassed by this lie. We don't want to acknowledge it. We want to think, well, we're just like everybody else, even though we know we're being treated like we're cursed. But until we confront this lie and confront other people with this lie and say, I'm not cursed and I want my money because I've been robbed, I believe that that will be the beginning of us overcoming that lie. And the day of reckoning is coming because when the colonizers went into Africa, they stole all of their artifacts. They stole their national symbols, their documents of royalty. They knocked over all of their royal palaces and killed all of their royal families. They destroyed Africa, took all of their stuff, everything that wasn't nailed down, took it to Europe and put it in museums and said to the Africans, you haven't made any contribution to civilization. Right now, Africans have to go to museums in Europe to visit their artifacts, the accomplishments made by their ancestors. Now, as we speak, Ethiopia and Nigeria are pressuring the Europeans to give them back their artifacts. The Europeans want to lend them their artifacts, but they don't want to give them back. The main reason that they don't want to give them back, and they acknowledge this, is because if they give back all of the things that they have stolen from other countries and other people around the world, especially African and African descended people, they won't have anything for people to come to the museums to see.
There we go, another one of this again. I hate when they keep doing this. Everybody have to put their bills, and we understand.
They don't have anything for people to come to the museums to see. Now, that's the beginning of the day of reckoning, when you have to admit that everything I have is stolen, and if I give it back, I won't have anything. That's some confession for somebody running around claiming to be superior to everybody. Well, brothers and sisters, the only curse that we have been under is the curse of a lie. And as our grandparents used to say, the truth will come to the light. So as we wait for the truth to come to the light, we can just chill out, because a liar will eventually destroy himself.
That's true.
So I'm going to leave you with images of some of the artwork that was stolen out of Africa. This art is so old that our ancestors probably were familiar with this art and possibly made some art similar to this. So enjoy the exhibit, have a good day or evening, and check out my next video.
There you have it.